10 Dodgers pitchers are on the injured list. 10! The Kings extend a franchise cornerstone for 2 more years, and Max Christie is putting a bid to join the Lakers rotation. Good morning. I'm James. This is your daily dose of sports and snark for the greatest sports city in the world, Los Angeles. This is the faithful Angelenos Morning Report. It is July 7th, 2023. I am still in Oklahoma. I hate everything about this state except for one thing. 2 Dodgers minor league teams play here. At this rate, everybody in Oklahoma will get a chance to pitch for LA. Who knows? But what the hell? Let's get moving. If you like being in the know about LA sports, clickety-clack the like button. Clickety-clack the subscribe button. There's a notification bell. Hit that. It'll let you know we drop new content. Sharing is caring. Let people know we exist and comment. Always good stuff to talk about with LA sports. To repeat from yesterday, by the way, we have our 2 winners in the El Trafico kit giveaway. Ernesto John 3225 wins the Galaxy kit. RLU 3030 wins the LAFC kit. I need you guys to comment on this tape or any tape so that we can try to figure out how to get you guys those kits. Before we go through the news and notes, we'll look at the scoreboard. Max Muncy and Freddie Freeman both hit home runs. Julio Urias pitches 6 innings. Dodgers 5, Pittsburgh 2. LA, for all the troubles, which we will talk about in a moment, is just a half game out of first place. Keep that in mind. Meanwhile, today, the Angels are playing the Dodgers at 7. Tony Gonsolin is 4-3 with a 3.69 ERA. Griffin Connolly. Well, that's a hell of a name. Griffin Connolly. Honestly, dude, I'm sure you're a nice guy. It sounds like you should be sitting next to a fireplace with your trusty hound at your feet while you're reading Shakespeare. Griffin Connolly is 6-3 with a 4.29 ERA. Guys, Daniel Hudson jacked up his knee again. And I feel bad for the guy, right? Last year, he tore his anterior cruciate ligament in his knee. Just tore it. Rehabs all the way back from surgery and makes just 3 total appearances. It was just a couple of nights ago where he registered his first save in more than an entire year. The guy was damn near in tears about it. He called it a special feeling, and then he finds out that he injured his medial collateral ligament. Really? Now, thus far, they're not calling it a tear, they're calling it a sprain. And for those of you who don't know how complex the knee is, there's a lot of ligaments down there. The anterior cruciate ligament, the medial cruciate ligament, they are in the center of your knee. They cross, hence the word cruciate. The one that's in front, anterior, that one was torn, that one was repaired. It's this one behind it that got sprained. So anyway, the poor guy, Dave Roberts says he'll be out, quote, quite some time, unquote. And I got to tell you, Daniel Hudson is just snake bit. If you recall last year, we were talking about Walker Buehler having to undergo his 2nd Tommy John surgery and how the odds of coming back from 2 Tommy John surgeries is very long to be a good pitcher, let alone elite. You know who's had 2 Tommy John surgeries? You guessed it, Daniel Hudson. This guy loves him some knife. I don't know what else to say. That is horrifying. 10 Dodger pitchers right now are on the injured list. 10 of them. Oh, by the way, Yency Almaty is going on paternity leave, so there's that. LA, as a result, called up Alex Vesia and Nick Robertson for the bullpen. Now, for his part, LA's very own weepy little wordsmith, Bill Plaschke, threw a temper tantrum in the LA Times about Dodgers pitching, complete with multiple exclamation points to show just how emotional he really was, demanding trades for more pitching. Make a trade now! Exclamation point. They're a half game out of first place. They're a half game out. Wait, be patient. Don't panic buy. Bill Plaschke is giving you the very definition of a panic buy with all these exclamation points. When you panic buy, you buy the wrong thing. How many times did you panic buy during the COVID lockdown because you were trying to do something to keep your sanity, and you're sitting there going, what am I doing with a box set of CDs from the Oak Ridge Boys a couple of days later? Am I right? You know, you're sitting there going, wait a second, I'm getting my job back. Why did I buy these 5 cases of liquor? Because I thought I was going to be locked down for a year and a half. I'm not going to drink all that stuff. Here's the bill. That's the problem with panic buying. Look, half game out of first place. No matter what is befalling the Dodgers, and I assure you, I am painfully aware that a lot of bad things have happened to the Dodgers this year. That is my counter argument to everything. Oh my God, they've banned the shift. What will the Dodgers defense do? They're a half game out of first place is my counter argument. Oh shoot, they dumped a ton of players in the offseason, and they're a half games out of first place. But James, the Padres built a super and they're half game out of first place. By the way, the Padres, 8.5 to 9 out of first place. They have 10 injured pit, half game out of first place. Guys, relax. Relax. Try some chamomile tea. I hear that's relaxing. Give it a shot. The Kings have extended Captain Anze Kopitar with his soon-to-be retirement golden parachute. They've extended him 2 years. It's about worth $7 million per year. Now, I got to be honest with you. I'm a little torn about this contract. It feels like you're overpaying for a guy who's been in the NHL 17 years, right? Feels a little bit that way. And I understand that you want to reward the guy. 2 Stanley Cups. He's still productive. He's a leader. He's durable. He played in all 82 games last year, so he doesn't get hurt. And he's loyal. He loves being an Angeleno. But this only shaves about $3 million off of the salary cap burden that the Kings currently have. They signed the man about a decade ago to a $10 million a year contract. Now it's only $7 million. So you're only getting about $3 million in savings. Look, I'm not saying that you job the man like the NBA jobbed Russell Westbrook from a $47 million contract all the way to $3 million a year. I'm not saying you pay the guy minimum wage so that when the Kings game is over that you go see him flipping burgers and spilling chili on your Tommy burger. I'm not saying that. But wow, that's only a $3 million savings, guys. They also re-signed restricted free agent center Tyler Madden to an extension. Now, you might have heard about Tyler Madden when the Kings had this like dominant minor league system. Still a decent one, but not quite as dominant. Madden, for those of you who don't recall, was the centerpiece in a trade that sent Tyler Toffoli to Vancouver in 2020. Madden, back then, he was a teenager, so he's still pretty young, can still develop. He spent 3 years so far in Ontario. The Lakers are LeBron James's team, obviously. Let's not get it twisted. You know, you could also say it's Anthony Davis's team. I'll listen, but in the grand scheme of things, it's LeBron's team. But the Summer League team may be Max Christie's team, right? Max Christie, the second-round pick, the only draft pick the Lakers had last year, he bounced between the G League and the Lakers last year. So, you know, he's young. He's still a teenager, I believe. So he gets to play in the Summer League. He scores 17 points in the opener against Sacramento, follows that up with 25 points against the San Antonio Spurs. And of course, let's be real, those are rookies and second-year players. And Victor, the number 1 draft pick, didn't even play for the Spurs in that game. But still, that's 25 points. And I will say this. I want to be clear when I'm talking about Max Christie. When I say he's putting a bid in for the rotation, I'm not saying he's trying to be a starter this year. That's not going to happen. The Lakers lineup is set. But what you had from Christie last year was a guy who bounced between the G League and the NBA. I'm saying to you that what Christie is trying to do, because he told all the team execs in the exit interviews, what do I have to do to get on the court? And he's willing to do whatever it takes. So in other words, he's probably going to beef up. He's going to increase his stamina. He's not bidding to crack the starting 5. He is bidding to basically be a top reserve, to be on that second team. And this matters because you will see good numbers out of some of these Lakers and you will think that they're the next great thing. It wasn't that long ago, not that long ago at all, when the Lakers Summer League team was stacked, when we thought the Lakers had something with Julius Randle, Brandon Ingram, Josh Hart, the poor guy who has Crohn's who plays in Utah. I can't remember his name right now. Not to mention Lonzo Ball. Everybody thought the Lakers were loaded. The Lakers got rid of all of them to become a championship team again. So again, I'm not saying Max Christie is this close to being an all-star. I'm saying he's making a legit bid for playing time. Speaking of Summer League, we've mentioned how Amari Bailey and Jaime Jaquez Jr. have begun their pro careers in the NBA Summer League. But did you know that the Bruins of UCLA have 8 players in NBA Summer League? 8 of them. Yeah. You remember Johnny Juzang, Peyton Watson, Jules Bernard? Yeah. 8 Bruins are in Summer League. And I bring that up to you, and if you want to say, hey, James, that's awesome, I love UCLA, it impresses me, that's great. But it also indicates the level of the talent drain that's happened in Westwood, particularly since the end of last season. Now, I'm not trying to tell you UCLA is going to suck this year. I'm just saying that is a boatload of talent that you have to replace like that. That's a big ask. When the LA Rams went in on their remodel, I say that with finger quotes, it was clear that the idea was to open up a ton of cap space next year. That was a big part of it, you know? Get some younger players in, try and keep the core players and build up from there. Totally get that. What isn't mentioned, though, is that the Rams also will clear a ton of cap space for the year after that by having gotten rid of all those players. At this moment, the Rams are expected to have more than $100 million in cap space for the year 2025. Now, obviously, things can change. Maybe they sign a few people to some long-term mega million deals during the next offseason, and it'll be less than $100 million for 2025. But right now, it's over $100 million for 2025. Now, not all of that is rosy. That's not entirely rosy news. Consider for a moment that Aaron Donald is a free agent in 2025. And if you recall, after the Super Bowl victory that wasn't that long ago, Aaron Donald hinted at retirement. And he will be approaching his mid-30s by 2025. So you're not building with that $100 million in cap space. You're not necessarily building around Aaron Donald. You might be looking to replace Aaron Donald. For all we know, he either leaves for another team or retires. The LA Sparks are on a 4-game losing streak, and we have a pretty good idea why. They only fielded 9 players for their last game, which of course was a loss. And why did they field only 9 players? 4 of their starting lineup was out with an injury. They just had 1 starter from opening night playing that night. So if you follow the WNBA at all, and if you're asking why all of a sudden the wheels have fallen off for the Sparks, it's as simple as that. Injuries. But you let me know what you think in the comments thread. Talk to me about whether or not you do want to panic buy for the Dodgers pitching. Tell me if you think Max Christie actually has a shot at being one of the main reserves for the Lakers. And if you enjoyed this content, don't forget to subscribe to Faithful Angelenos. We talk LA sports every single morning here. Thank you for watching. I'm James. Be back tomorrow. Faithful Angelenos is a Kian Corta El Queso production. Take care.